Don't play with it, don't be dishonest. Ay, still not understand.
Hey guys, I'm going to show you how I fixed this big tear in my lace and made it look like this. So it actually started off as a bunch of little holes and they kind of just tore into that one big rip. So I'm going to take my clear thread and I'm going to start sewing below the rip. So you don't want to actually start sewing like in the rip, like at the bottom, just because you could leave like a very tiny hole which can snag and then it rips again. You want to start below it just to make sure everything is nice and sewed up. And so actually when you put your needle through the lace, loop it through that remaining string, and this is just going to make it more secure than regularly looping it through. I do this every time I make a wig or sew hair just because it makes it more secure. So now I'm just taking my scissors and I'm making a clean cut because since that lace was just so effed up, what I don't want to do is to sew it, and because the lace is not stable, it rips again. We want this to not only be secure, but we want it to last. So now I'm just going through and just sewing both sides together. Make sure to make your stitches nice and tight. Do not make them far away from each other. The tighter and closer the stitches are, the more secure your lace will be after you sew it. And another thing, when it is time to tie your knots, clear string is like plastic, so it's a little slippery. So please double, triple, quadruple knot your knot just to make sure that it is secure. I do this with any string or lace anyways, just to make sure. But definitely when you use clear string, because it does have a little, it's like it slides. So you want to make sure that's going to stay in place. So now I'm just kind of doing the same thing to that little tiny hole that they had on the side. I'm just sewing it up. And then at the end, I'm going to double knot it and cut the string. So moving on to this tiny hole here, we're going to do the exact same thing. And I know some of you are like, oh, that hole is so small. No, we're going to sew up all of the holes because small holes can turn into big tears and we don't want to go through that again, okay? Now, mind you, this wig is like 2, maybe 3 years old, so give her a break, okay? She's still going to come through at the end and look fabulous. So now is my secret part. This is the part that you need to watch. I take an extra piece of lace. You could cut it off any wig, any closure, any piece of lace that you have. Buy some lace, whatever. And what we're going to do is we're going to sew this on top of the stitches that we made over the rips. So basically think of this like a band-aid. And I know you guys are saying like, why did she put that thick part, that double strung part of the lace at the top? It's because I'm wearing this wig behind my hairline, so it does not really matter. Other than that, I would have just cut that little top part off just so I can have only the smooth part of the lace. But anyways, this is like a band-aid. So what you don't want is when you're combing your hair, or like if you have clips or just anything, you don't want it to snag that string or that hole with like a comb, just or with anything. So what I do is I just take a little piece of lace and I sew it over the top, and this just gives extra security. Like that rip is not going to rip again. Nothing's going to snag it. It's going to be nice and secure, and you do not have to worry. Now, the type of lace that you use too does matter. This lace is very stretchy, which is good because I can be sure that it's going to move and flex with the wig. As you can see, it's already looking nice and clean. We're just going to take our scissors and cut off some of that extra fabric on the side, and voila, look at that. Nice and secure. It will not rip again, and yeah, it's super sturdy and it will not snag. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take a little piece of lace and we're going to put it over that other patch that we made. And since this hole is so tiny, it's really only going to take a couple stitches, but we just want to cover it up again to make sure that it is extra, extra, extra secure. And for any of you wondering how I made all these holes in the first place, this is like super good, super fine lace on this wig. And when I got it, my hot comb was turned up way too high and it just melted the lace. So yes, guys, this is how it turned out. I hope you guys like my video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and to tell your friends to watch my videos so we can be friends. Y'all know how it go. Bye, guys.